This is one of those antiquated laws that people really want to see change. They don't understand why government tells a liquor store that they can't be open on a Sunday. So we feel that it's a populist issue. People want it, and we want to be responsive to the electorate.
Welcome back to Enough Said. Sunday liquor sales is one step closer to becoming a reality. The Minnesota House voted to undo the ban. Now it goes to a vote on the Senate floor. Our governor says if passed, he will sign it. Justin.
Make Sunday fun day great again, Ron Johnson. That's what this comes down to. If you poll Minnesota voters the last 4 or 5 years, this is like the biggest issue that they are talking about. It's not taxes. It's not health care. Yeah. It's not any of that. It's, do I have to continue to go to Wisconsin to buy beer on Sunday? All of our tax dollars going across the St. Croix River, going over to Hudson every single Sunday. It does look like it's going to happen. I agree with the speaker there that it is outdated. It is antiquated. It's a law that was passed 100 years ago. It makes no sense logically, and the math doesn't add up to me, the people that oppose it, and there are a lot of people that do, whether it's distributors or, more important, the mom and pop type stores that say, we've got to stay open another day. The sales aren't going to make up for our cost to do that. This is actually a lose proposition. I don't necessarily buy that math. I'm not saying they don't know their business or I know it better than them, but people are saying we're going to close down because of this. I say open it up. Let us buy it here. I'm sick of going to Wisconsin when I want to watch the Vikings on Sunday and get some beer.
Yeah, it's definitely an elite move on their part because, I mean, I'm from Detroit. So in Detroit, I grew up, and I'd say I grew up drinking, but I grew up knowing that Sunday the liquor store was open. So when I came to Minnesota for college, it was a shock to me. Yeah. And then like as an adult even, I didn't even realize it. I mean, like when New Year's would fall on a Sunday, or New Year's Eve.
You got to plan ahead.
Yeah, it would throw us off. I mean, I would have friends that would go out and just think, oh, okay, it's open. But it's like, no, it's Sunday. And so I think the change should happen. I also think, though, that it should be owner's decision, just like Chick-fil-A.
Yes.
If you want to close on Sunday, be closed.
That's a great point.
And that's up to you. But if you want to be open, which my guess is like campuses and heavily populated areas like Eden Prairie, areas where you're going to get those sales, yeah, you know your business, you know your crowd, you know your people. So it should be their choice for the mom and pops that say, no, we don't want to do it. Don't do it.
That's a great point.
Chick-fil-A doesn't do it.
It's a great point.
You don't have to do it.
Yeah, but have the option available for you if you want to open your doors. Maybe, I think it's going to be like 10 o'clock to 6 o'clock, something like that. I'd also like to see it, the gas stations here. You go to Iowa, you go to Wisconsin, you can buy beer basically anywhere. I don't think that's necessarily a problem. You're not going to stop people from drinking that want to drink, right? So, because there's some resistance there as well. Open it all up.
We'll see soon here. Ricky Rubio survives the trading deadline, staying with the Timberwolves. Meanwhile, the personal finance website Value Penguin ranked the affordability of each NBA team's tickets. The Timberwolves came in third after Washington, D.C. and Charlotte. Take a look at this graphic. They say Twin Cities residents have to work 5 hours to go to a game with their family, and in comparison, a Knicks fan has to work more than 14 hours to go to Madison Square Garden. Justin?
Well, if you make Ron Johnson money, it's like 2.5 hours and 7 hours like that. If it's Lori Fisher money, it's basically an hour and a half. It's 90 minutes. But probably makes sense. New York, the prices are crazy. D.C., the prices are crazy. For the Wolves, it makes sense. They're not filling the building, so hopefully those tickets are affordable. But on the Rubio deal, I don't know where you stand on this. We're going to find out. I don't understand the rush that people feel like we have to trade Ricky Rubio now. And now this is like the 4th or 5th time in the last year, even going back to the deadline last year, where his name has been bandied about and bantered about, and he's been in trade rumors, and I just don't get the rush, Ron. He's under contract for a couple of more years. You're not ready to just hand it over to Chris Dunn yet, even though that's Tibbs' plan. So why not keep him for a while? There doesn't seem to be, this isn't a Kevin Love situation where at the end of the year, Ricky Rubio's going to walk and you've got to figure out what to do with him. You have this leverage, and by the way, you're playing him 36 minutes a night, which leads me to believe you think he's pretty good. So the math is not adding up for me on why his name keeps getting thrown out there.
I think the biggest thing when you look at Tibbs, and he wants guys that can run his system. Derrick Rose was in the system for years. Derrick Rose is an explosive point guard.
He was at one point. Is he now?
I mean, he still give you 17 points a game, though.
Yeah.
So he's still going to give you the production that Rubio doesn't, and I think that's what he's kind of looking at is Rubio's not a ball-dominant point guard like a Westbrook, where Derrick Rose can be a ball-dominant point guard, and maybe in the Tibbs system, and we don't know because he didn't have a ball-dominant point guard, And maybe Chris Dunn is that guy, but in a ball-dominant point guard offense, and that's why Kevin Durant didn't fit with Westbrook and James Harden didn't fit with Westbrook, you need guys willing to play the wings and just play their role like a Wiggins, like a Levine. And I think that's why he was kind of saying, well, let's see what I can get out of Derrick Rose. We might not make the playoffs. But back to the Penguin thing, I mean, the weird thing for me,
The Penguin thing.
the Penguin, the value Penguin, I mean, the Knicks, how in the world is the Knicks?
It's New York.
The Knicks, the Heat, and the Lakers were the
Everything's
top
expensive.
3 most expensive, and neither of them are in the playoff race. And then you look at the Wizards, they're third in the East, and they are the cheapest ticket to come to. And then the Timberwolves being a cheap ticket, I don't feel like people even care. Like, even though it's a cheap ticket, you still have the upper rows, not filled up
Okay,
all
we
the
have to
time.
move on.
So it's just interesting to me, that it doesn't equate to wins and then the ticket
Not
sales.
yet. Not yet.
Enough said. Ron, you're a former Gophers football player.
I am.
You know that, right?
He's
you
aware.
met with the new
I
head
was
coach.
elite as well.
Just ask
Very
him.
elite.
Yeah.
You met with new head coach PJ Fleck last week. He explained his vision during an alumni-only meeting. What can you tell us? And here's the deal. Are you Flecknotized like us?
Are you inflected?
Do you have Fleckfluenza?
I don't
fever.
have Fleckfluenza yet. I'm not Flecknotized.
Have you bought a
but
boat? Do you have an oar?
I want an oar.
Yeah.
I do want to get an
I
oar.
want an oar, too.
I want to get an oar. I'm thinking about Tony Dungy will be here April 8th, and I'm thinking about bringing an oar to an event just to have it around, get some guys to sign it. But yeah, I think Fleck has a good plan in place. I think he wants to be dialed in to the alumni. Don Barber, former Gopher, is now taking over that role to get the alumni back in, as well as NFL liaison. And so when you want to bring the alumni back and you make a effort to do it, because some people say it, but they don't actually create. Like, he had a dinner for us. He's told us to just come to his office. I saw him this morning with Daryl Thompson. And so he is really believing he knows he needs the alumni to help recruit everything, because guys always know other kids that want to come to this school.
Sure.
Similar how Tony Dungy, if it wasn't for Tony Dungy, I wouldn't be here. I would have went to Michigan State, and who knows what my life would be. I wouldn't have married my wife. I'd have been,
You could have bought beer on Sundays.
I could have bought beer on
After the
Sundays,
games,
but
yeah, if you
I
were
mean,
old
who
enough.
knows? I might have been with Plaxico Burress somewhere when he shot himself. So,
Yeah.
just not a good situation.
It all worked out.
Exactly. Tony Dungy kept me from getting shot. So if you look at former players and how they can get guys to come to a school like a Daryl Thompson, like a Bobby Bell out in Kansas City, you have a lot of former. And then Tony Dungy. I mean, Tony Dungy tells a kid to come. I don't think he's going to say no to Tony Dungy.
It'd be hard to.
And that's why one of the reasons why it was weird when Tony Dungy's son didn't come here, I think it was a little bit of pull and tug of him not feeling welcome like he used to with Coach Mason. But I don't know if it was a Brewster thing or what, but now he's back to feeling the love. I know Fleck's reached out to him. He and Fleck have talked on the phone. I text Tony Dungy about that. Hey, Fleck wants to talk to you. So he is doing the things like that to get the guys dialed in. And then the whole hyper, the roll the boat, the
He's
Sky
got a lot
U
of
Ma.
phrases.
Yeah, Sky U Ma was on ESPN the first day.
It's
so,
true.
I think he's doing a good job of making sure people know who Minnesota is, what we're about, and then moving forward with the whole role and putting that in every word he uses. Everything's now elite. So it's a good deal.
Knowing who Minnesota is, even here in Minnesota, because as you know, when you have the Vikings, the Wild,
Yep.
the Wolves, the Twins, the Lynx, the
Correct.
soccer team coming, there's a lot of competition here. And that to me is the most interesting part here in kind of this dead period. I know spring practice is starting here in a couple of weeks. It's late February. There's no reason to be talking about Golden Gopher football, right?
Correct.
Really none.
Yeah.
Unless you're into the 2018 recruiting class
Correct.
and want to follow it like a rube there, and that's fine. But there's nothing going on yet. PJ Fleck's everywhere.
He is.
And we saw the interview with Jim Rich there that he's done. He's done interviews with every TV station, every radio station. He's been in our studio a couple of different times. I like the fact that I think he understands. He might be just what the program needs in terms of cutting through the noise that is Minneapolis and St. Paul.
Right.
Obviously, you got to win some football games, and that's going to be all part of this. But in terms of getting into the community, going to Wolves games, he's been at every Gopher basketball game that he could be. He's been to Mariucci Arena. I like that he gets, I've got to be out there. I've got to always be selling, always be hustling. And in Minneapolis, I think it's even more critical.